Defense! Where's the occupation?
This how you found out what type of team we got, baby. Put this guy on. Yeah, you better keep your hand on the swivel, homie.
Touchdown! Marion Barber, what a run! Touchdown, Plexico Burns! Unbelievable! What a play! Forget the elections. Cromartie for president.
Throws it deep. Dallas Clark's open. Touchdown, Dallas Clark.
Perfect throw. Touchdown. Terrell Owens.
LaDainian Tomlinson plants that Charger flag.
Welcome to Divisional Sunday version of NFL Primetime. There's no place like home. Tom Jackson, Chris Berman, nice to see you, Tom. And the first 3 days of playoff football. Well, team with a better record beat the team with the second best record. So certainly that was going to continue on the divisional round Sunday. But that's why they play all the games, starting with the defending champion Indianapolis Colts. Colts under the radar. Now their turn on center stage. 13-3. Peyton Manning and company, a better record than last season, playing the San Diego Chargers, who they lost to in the rain in midseason. But Dallas Clark, touchdown. Manning, Colts, down the field, 25 yards, 7-0 Indy. Manning to Marvin Harrison, playing for the first time since late October. But what happens? Whoop! It's a fumble, and Marlon McCree, more on the irony of his big game later, but first, Harrison.
Yeah, Pro Bowler Antonio Cromartie makes the hit, and you can see that Harrison was a little bit hesitant, hadn't been hit for 3 months.
McCree on the ball. Now, Cromartie. Then LaDainian Tomlinson. Now, here we go with injuries. Hurts his knee, twist knee. They wondered if the ball was out, but the problem was Tomlinson would be out, would not return. So now with the sidelines, what would they do? Well, enter Phillip Rivers. Last week winning his first postseason game. Now, one of your relatives, Vincent Jackson. Touchdown. Bigger guys paying off for the Chargers.
Yeah, ball thrown to the back of the end zone. Nice throw by Phillip Rivers, nice and high, but Fayette can't get his hands up high enough to get a touch on the ball.
We're tied at 7. The Colts lead 10-7. Vinatieri field goal under 30 seconds to go in the half, but the ball into the hands of Antonio Cromartie. Tipped off the hands of Wayne, and look at Cromartie. He's got a convoy, he's got a block, and Cromartie went 109 yards earlier this year for a touchdown on a return. Good. Go all the way. That's Peyton Manning tossed aside in the final seconds of the first half. But wait a minute. Are you kidding? After all that, there's a flag on the play.
Yeah, the middle of the field, about the 40-yard line, actually, of the Chargers. Eric Weddle called for the hold on Joseph Adai. That nullifies that touchdown.
But Weddle would have a big moment later. 10-7 Colts at the halftime. Rivers. Now, Chargers going deep. And one of the Chambers brothers, Chris Chambers, time has come today. 30-yard touchdown. That was a beautiful pass.
I thought it was actually Rivers' best throw of the game.
14-10. Now the Colts trying to come from behind. Joseph, live and let and die. He's hit hard. Shaken up. Has to come out. Later in the drive, 3rd and goal. Manning, the dump off to Kenton Keith, but into the hands of the guy you just mentioned, Tom, Eric Weddle. Again, red zone, miscue. Chargers, who lead the league in forcing the turnovers, get another one. Now Manning. Anthony Gonzalez, 11 yards, down at the 22 late in the 3rd. Same drive. Manning to Reggie Wayne, and whoop! Makes the move outside. He's out. No, he's not out. He's in. It's a challenge. Indy says never stepped out of bounds, and they were right.
Yeah, take another look at his right leg right here. It comes close to going out, but it doesn't touch the ground. Great job of reaching out, getting the ball across the plane.
And so the Colts back on top, 17-14. But the Chargers, how about the screen pass, the play calling of the Chargers? Norv Turner and company. Dominion of Darren Sproles. Could go all the way, and in a hurry. 5'6", dripping wet. Touchdown on the screen from Rivers, 56 yards, 21-17 Bolts. However, on the play, knee.
Yeah,
Buckley.
Rivers not hit, just came down wrong on that knee, and I think that he fully expected to return to the game, as you saw him right there go into the locker room.
But he does not, and now it's fourth quarter. Colts down 21-17. Manning to Anthony Gonzalez, the rookie. He's gone 55 yards. Chargers says, wait a minute. He went out of bounds here for a moment, Tom, but in the end, he did not.
This was not going to be overturned, I don't think, regardless of what the call was. If it had been called out, it would have been out. In, it would have stayed in. It didn't.
And so now, with Rivers on the sideline, Billy Do Be a Hero Volek. Billy Volek is going to lead a charge against the defending champs at Indy? Well, maybe. Here's Chris Chambers, 15 yards. And then, you remember them from Boise State last year? All the offense they had? The Gedu Nane. Who? That's right, Nane. Nane Colt could tackle him until he went 27 yards down to the 15. Billy Volek is going to lead a drive down to the 1. He's going to lead it in the end zone. Billy is a hero. And the Chargers lead 28-24, under 5 to go. The Indianapolis Colts. These are the champs. Manning. Dallas Clark. 16 yards. Sean Phillips. A 15-yard face mask penalty tacked on. First and goal, Colts. Joseph Adai back in. Slam. 2-yard gain. Second and goal, you see the clock. Under 3 minutes. Manning. Shotgun. Buying time. Adai, no, sir. Incomplete. Third and goal, just before the 2-minute warning. Manning, down 4. Incomplete to Adai. And now fourth and goal. You figure you're in deep. Forget the field goal, try to get it. This was the right call, we thought. But Sean Merriman had other ideas and forced Manning into an incompletion, Tom.
This is a great pass rush by Sean Merriman. The great job of extending the hands, getting the shoulder through, and then reaching out and make the quarterback feel your pressure.
And so the Colts then need the ball back. They get the ball back, but after a huge punt by Cyphers, Manning's pass broken up by Marlon McCree. Remember he had the interception last year against New England, then was stripped by Troy Brown? Well, McCree coming back big a year later in the playoffs, and incomplete on fourth down to Dallas Clark, and there it is. The Colts' reign is over. The Chargers, maligned much of the season. Norv Turner, San Diego Chargers, with LT on the sidelines, with Rivers on the sidelines, with Billy Volek leading the charge, go into Indianapolis, and for the third straight time they played the Colts, they've beaten the Colts. Final, 28-24, in a game that shocked many, starting with the champs.
They made more plays than we did. Their entire team did, and they deserved to win the game. That's the the cold, hard truth, I guess you'd say.
And we didn't get our points in the red zone. We got down there a few times and had some giveaways, and that's what they thrive on. And you just have to give them a lot of credit. They made the defensive plays to win it when it counted.
Me going down, Phillip going down, it was just incredible that our guys, just kept believing and played, like they did.
Billy was outstanding in the fourth quarter, and he's been around long enough, and that's why you have him here to be able to step up and play. And I was happy for him the way he came in there and finished it off.
I told them in the locker room, I've been doing this a long time in this league, and a long time before, and I've never been around a more gutsy performance.
Well, the San Diego Chargers, and we mentioned all the big-name offensive players who were not there for certainly much of the second half, if not all of it. The Colts allowed the fewest points in the regular season. On this day, 16.4 turned into 28, season high. 411 yards by the Chargers, season high. Passing yards by the Chargers, season high. Touchdowns by the Chargers, season high. They picked a high time to leave me Lucille, did the Colts defense, and first of all, we'll for San Diego, the championship upset in Pittsburgh in '94. Is this top 5? This is top 2.
Yes.
The top couple of wins in the history of the franchise that's been around since 1960. Gutsy, and the Colts defense never could stop them. But Tom, we were waiting for Marvin Harrison, weren't we? And and then we saw what happened.
Well, I think with great anticipation. He had been out for close to 3 months. We knew that there was the possibility he could play in the last regular season game, and I think that we expected we might see Marvin Harrison at 100%. That was not the case. As we take a look at him as this game started, this is the first catch that he makes, a crossing route over the middle, but watch at the end of this route. I think that if you haven't been hit in 3 months, once you get that good lick on you and your legs won't carry you, he starts to cut it up, starts to try to dip out of bounds, decides to spin because he sees he's going to get hit, and the ball is out. Huge turnover. I thought changed the game early on. Then you watch this little bump that he gets outside. He just didn't appear to have his legs up under him. And I think that so it became a decision for the coaching staff of the Colts probably. How long do we keep him out? Are they going to make adjustments to him being on the field? I don't think that was the case by San Diego. Give San Diego credit. I think that what they did going in there, playing with the kind of confidence that they played with, unbelievable when you're going against the defending world champions at home.
And Manning started 14 for 14, and it's okay, and then Manning had all the passing yards as well. But the Chargers' play calling kept the Colts defense certainly off balance, and they played like a team who thought we can beat the Indianapolis Colts, which they had done before. The Chargers have now won 8 in a row, and you like to start with what's up front.
I want to start with the offensive line because you could see all day that the Colts couldn't get pressure on the quarterback, whether it was Phillip Rivers or whether it was Billy Volek. You just watch here, the front four, they're going to try to get the pressure with the four-man rush. Nice pocket right there. Phillip Rivers feels like he can step up and make this throw. I thought that was the best throw of the day. That throw against two-man by him to Chris Chambers. Here again, the four-man rush. And this was the other thing that happened. The end comes down inside too far. Good job of the quarterback getting outside, buying an extra 2 seconds to throw the football. Again, you find Chambers. So I think that if you can't get pressure on the quarterback, NFL quarterbacks get comfortable, you're going to pay a price. Today the Colts did.
LT bruised. They'll look at him and Rivers with an MRI on Monday. They both said initially in locker room, we expect to play. Gates, we'll see. Obviously, he was hurting in the second and fourth quarters. It was not himself. Look, the San Diego Chargers have forced 53 turnovers in 18 games. That's a huge number. Cromartie made his Pro Bowl status by the 3 that he got against Manning the first time around, and he was huge again on this day. And A.J. Smith, and the Chargers, who put their faith in Norv Turner because they thought in January things would go well and made a move to get Chris Chambers during the year. The San Diego, what's wrong with him? What's wrong? Nothing's wrong with him. They're in the AFC Championship game, and a lot of people thought they would be there last year. They're there a year later. Who would go to the NFC Championship game to play the Packers? Would it be the Cowboys or would it be the Road Warrior G-Men? We'll be back. The fourth part of the divisional playoff puzzle was in Dallas with the 13-3 Cowboys against the Road Warrior Giants. Terrell Owens hurt, didn't play the last game. He's ready. So is Eli Manning, fresh off his first playoff win. Manning to well-dressed Amani Toomer. He's been there so long with the Giants. The senior citizen. Nothing senior about this. Gone. 52 yards. And let's say it, G-Men, Tom.
Yeah, poor job of tackling on the sideline. Greg Ellis, Anthony Henry, amongst the guys who can't bring Toomer down to the ground. He runs for a score.
Later in the first, Marion Barber started on this day. He's such a tough runner. Busts up the middle. 36 yards down to the 44-yard line of the Giants. And now Dallas in business. Now second quarter, same drive, though. Second to goal from the 5, Tony Romo. That's nice. Terrell Owens, touchdown. Gives the ball to a young fan. 7-7. Now Romo steps up in the pocket. Looking sharp here to Owens, 11 yards. First down, Cowboys. Same drive, third and goal from the 1. And this caps off a 20-play, 90-yard, 10-minute, and 28-second drive. 14-7 Cowboys, but the last, here we go. Steve Smith out of bounds, tack on a face mask for Jacques Reeves. This is the last minute of the half. After the Giants had done nothing all quarter, Manning to Toomer again, and we're tied at 14. Looked like it was all Dallas for a quarter and a half time.
Last minute of the second quarter.
Third quarter now, 14-all. Romo steps up, looking to Owens, high. Take another look, but
yeah, he threw it a little bit sidearm. Romo can throw the ball from almost any angle. That one got away from him.
So they settle for a Folk field goal. Dallas has the lead 17-14. R.W. McQuarters, last minute of the third quarter, shakes a couple of tacklers, and look at him. R.W. McQuarters cashes in with a 25-yard punt return down to the 37, and then same drive, fourth. Brandon Jacobs, the big fella, scores, and boom, 21-17, G-Man. Later in the fourth, Romo has time, but throws it away. You call it intentional grounding. 2 plays later, a punt. Punt's rare, but here we go. Ensuing drive, Giants, 2:16 on the clock, trying to milk it. Keep the ball, 3rd and 5. Manning keeps the ball. He tripped up by Tank Johnson. And so now Dallas gets the ball back off punt. Minute to go, 3rd and 2, Cowboys. Romo. Favre-esque, shovels it to Jason Witten. 18 yards down to the 22. Certainly, the legend would be made right here for Tony Romo. 3rd and 11. Incomplete to Patrick Creighton. Either the legend begins or the trouble begins on this play. And it's nickelback R.W. McQuarters. The big punt return, the big interception. Webster played well. To the chagrin of Jerry Jones, Pantillo, and the New York Football Giants have won 9 straight road games. They lost the opening game of the year at Dallas. They have not lost on the road since. That's unbelievable. No one's ever won, obviously playoffs included, 9 straight road games in NFL history in one season. The Giants moving on to the NFC Championship game, and Michael Strahan kind of remembers those days.
All we said, we're just, you guys are a lot of all pros, and we're not. And that's the truth. There's nothing wrong with that. But we play together and we play to win. And, we hope T.O. has his popcorn ready. Maybe he and Creighton can sit in his home theater and watch us next week.
This is not about, Tony. You guys can point the finger at him. You can talk about the vacation. And if you do that, it's really unfair. It's really unfair. It's my team. It's my quarterback. And if you guys do that, man, it's unfair. We lost as a team. We lost as a team, man.
It is unfair. It is a rough business.
Terrell Owens is absolutely 100% correct.
I mean, look, Romo, the first 2 games against the Giants had 8 touchdown passes. On this one, just 1. So certainly you can look at all the other numbers. Wasn't even close. But, he, Wade Phillips, and the rich history of the Cowboys, and now that they've lost 6 straight postseason games as a franchise, that will put them under scrutiny, especially since they were 13-3 and could not beat the team for the 3rd time. But 9 straight wins on the road? They play with a confidence, even though at times they take like a quarter and don't do anything, like the Tampa game, Tom.
Yeah, Boom. And I thought the difference between this game and the first 2 games against the Dallas Cowboys was the pressure that the defensive line was able to bring to bear on Tony Romo. As you watch this football game, Romo didn't have the time once he got outside the pocket to sit and finally find somebody and get the ball downfield. Here, just take another look at it. He's trying to stop long enough to find somebody downfield, can't do it. Here, O.C. Umenyiora at the top of the screen. Gonna come in. Again, he feels that pressure, has to release the ball early. And then again, boy, Umenyiora right there. Great job of getting the hands extended. And once you start feeling that pressure as a quarterback, it changes the nature of the football game. Front 7 of the Giants gave up 150 yards rushing the first 3 quarters of the game. They gave up 4 in the 4th quarter of this football game.
Couple things stand out. A second quarter in which they had -2 yards until the final minute and then went down the field and scored the touchdown. When good things happen to your ball club in the last minute or 2 minutes of the half, good things often happen in the game. And isn't it interesting that this Giant play was really born out of how hard they played, albeit in a loss to the New England Patriots, really the 4th quarter Buffalo the week before. But it almost set the tone. That game they played against the Patriots, and they haven't turned back. Agree?
Yeah, I think it set the tone for one, Eli Manning. Eli Manning is now the quarterback of the New York Giants. Boy, you should feel great to have him. He took a step. I don't know exactly when it happened, at the end of the season. Buffalo, New England into the playoffs, but we have seen it. We recognize it for what it is.
Well, as we knew, Manning is going to a championship game. It's just not quite the one that everybody expected. It's Eli, not Peyton, in Dallas, the first top seed since the playoffs expanded in 1990. Top seed in the NFC to lose in this round. That never happened until today. Game balls and more when we return.
Boom, my primetime performer. I got to take a group of guys. It's the offensive line of the San Diego Chargers. They gave up no sacks today, regardless of who was playing quarterback, whether it was Rivers or Bullock. They had 99 yards running the football. They were able to punch it in when they got down around the goal line. Those 30 carries for those 99 yards shows me a bit of persistence.
Well, I'm going with one guy that would be about the 40th you might mention on the New York Giants, but the punt return and the pick at the end. R.W. McQuarters has been in this league for 10 seasons, began with the Niners, but boy, now he and the Giants moving on to the championship game on Upset Sunday. The Chargers and Giants moving on. We'll take a first look at Championship Sunday. It'll be fun. Stick around. And so the conference championship games next Sunday. Early game, Chargers at the Patriots. Week 2, we know what happened. The Patriots rolled up there. The late game, the Giants at the Packers. Week 2, we know what happened. It was summer, by the way. And the Packers rolled the Giants 35-13. So here we go, Tom. We're down to 4.
Yeah, Chargers, we have to figure out who's going to play. Patriots don't change a thing. Giants, 9 road wins in a row, going to the toughest place there is to win on the road, Green Bay.
It's supposed to be 4 degrees there, long-range forecast. 18-3, Packers since last December. 9 straight road wins, Giants. Plus 27 turnovers, Chargers. 17-0, Patriots.
Yeah.
We know what that means. For Tom Jackson, I'm Chris Berman. Thanks.